What's up, everyone? Welcome to this week's live. All right, we're going to get some people in here, but this week we're going to be going over the exact formula to close your first deal. Okay, so if you're just getting in this business and you're trying to figure it all out and all that fun stuff, this week we're going to go over, exactly what you should be doing every single day to get a deal in the next 30 days. Okay, so I'm going to lay it all out for you. Everything that I'm doing in my business, everything I recommend, all my clients, all my students to do as well, so they can, get up and going in this business and start making money quickly. All right, I'm here in Medellin. I'm in Colombia right now. So this is pretty cool. Been out here for a week. So one of the cool things about this business, guys, is, if once you get it set up properly, right, and you know what you're doing and you get your team in place, you have the freedom to do this type of stuff, right? I rented a house out here for a month. I'm not exactly sure how long I'll be here, but I have the freedom to do this type of stuff. And you can as well once you get your business set up and running and have that freedom to do this, right? And a lot of my business now is all set up with virtual assistants. 99% is all virtual assistants, all overseas. So we are a virtual company. And when you set up a virtual company like I have, you have the flexibility to live wherever you want. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that as well, in future live streams and things like that. But if you have questions about that type of stuff, you can always come into the Facebook group, right? Property Ally Facebook group, ask me questions. Make sure you're part of, Property Ally as well. And we'll show you along the way how to do all this stuff. But let's jump in today to the formula to get started and start doing your first deal here in the next 30 days. All right. Now, the beautiful thing about this business is, you have the flexibility, right? But it all starts with one thing. A lot of people get all kind of worked up and they're trying to figure out exactly how to do this, but you don't need a whole lot of programs, right? And I'm going to show you tonight how to do this on a small budget, because I realize most people, if you're just starting off in this business, you probably don't have a large budget, right? You don't have a budget like myself or other companies who are doing a lot of deals a month. You need to know how to do your first deal and how to do this quickly so you can start making that money and reinvesting that money into marketing. Okay. So don't worry about all this kind of nonsense. You don't need an LLC to start doing this business. Okay, guys, a lot of people are worried about the legal aspects and getting the LLC and all this type of stuff and all this kind of nuances of things that don't really matter. The only thing that you should really worry about when you're starting is generating leads. That's the only thing that's going to start making you money quickly. And so you can start closing deals. Everything else is nonsense. You don't need a lot of the programs. You don't need a lot of the softwares. You don't need all this little things. And I thought the same thing when I started, right? I wanted to make sure I did every little thing and I knew every little thing before I started. But the problem with that is eventually you never get started because you're always thinking new things you need to learn or things that you need to know or a new software that you need or I got to make sure I have this LLC and I have all this protection. Worry about lead flow. Worry about generating leads. The rest will fall in place. Once you close a deal, then reinvest that money into getting LLC, getting new softwares and new systems and new automations in a CRM and all this type of stuff. You can literally do this business to get started without any of that stuff. You could use a pen and paper, you use an Excel sheet, and you don't need any of that stuff to start getting going and doing a deal. Okay. But like I said, this business is a lead business. The more leads that you get, the more deals you're going to do. And there's a direct correlation, okay, between the leads and how much money you make and how fast you're going to start making money, okay? And that's really the only thing you need to be worried about in this business when you're starting is generating leads. Don't worry about a phone script. Don't worry about buyers. Don't worry about LLC. Don't worry about any of that nonsense, okay? If you want to know the exact formula to do your first deal, the only thing that you should worry about solely is generating leads. Everything else is nonsense. Okay. That will all come later. And the beautiful part about Property Ally is we will actually help you do all these other things. Okay. So essentially you can utilize my team. Okay. And my team will help you come up with an MAO on it. My team will help you negotiate it, get it contract time. We'll help you find the buyers. We'll help you with a title company, right? We can even put it in my company name if you want. if you're worried about putting your name. And that's a beautiful part about this, and having someone on your side help you, is you don't need any of this nonsense or any of this stuff, because you can utilize all my years of experience, and you can utilize my team. You can actually hire my team to help you. Okay. And we'll do that for free. And I'll talk more about that. But like I said, let's first focus on what you need to be doing, start making money, and close your first deal. Okay. It comes down to lead flow. So I'm going to lay out for you an exact formula, okay, of what you should be doing every single day, okay? Every single day, in order to start closing deals quickly, okay? And at the end, I see some questions are coming in here at the end. I will take a little bit of time, and we'll go over some Q&A and answer some questions for you and all that type of stuff as well, okay? So if we know that this business, only thing that matters now is lead flow. How do you get leads? Okay. And I ask pretty much every single person that I talk to. One of the first questions, people come to me with is and say, "Hey, Nick, I need help getting my first deal. Can you help me get going? I need help, closing a deal. I need this." And my first question always to everyone is, do you have any leads that you're currently working? How many leads do you currently have? How are you generating leads? What kind of marketing you're doing? All these type of questions are the first question that I ask every single person, because that's going to tell me what your chances are of actually closing a deal. If you're not generating leads, if you don't have a plan for marketing, if you're not constantly reaching out to people and constantly making phone calls, or you have some kind of a system in place to do this, you're never going to close a deal. Okay. That's always my first question. So maybe you're watching this video, or you talked to me in the past, one of my first questions to you always is, how many leads do you have? Do you have any leads I can help you with? What are you doing to generate leads? Are you spending money on marketing, right? So I'm going to lay out a couple things here for you. So let's talk about some free ways, or some really inexpensive ways, because I know that that's probably what you need right now. Okay. So number one, which, I'm pretty sure, most people know about, is, driving for dollars, right? That's a very simple way. I'm not going to get into it too much, because that's very basic, right? If you don't know what that is, there's plenty of YouTube videos out there that can show you how to do that. But right now, what I want to talk to you about is, how to actually do it. So what you need to be doing, if you want to generate, a deal in the next 30 days, okay, you're going to need to at least get at least 100 houses per week. Okay. So, and that may seem like a lot, but you got to go out in the mornings, you got to go evenings, you got to go on weekends. And you got to be out there generating at least 100 addresses that you can be contacting every single week. Maybe it's 20 a day, right? Maybe you're doing 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and you're taking the weekends off. So before work, you get some, maybe after work, you get some. Generate 20. And you can go to True People Search, right? You can look up the owner's information, and you just got to call that person. Okay. If you don't know what to say, I have a free course. Okay. I have a free course that gives you the exact layout of what to say to these people as well. So, and that's a beautiful part too, is like inside Property Ally, I don't charge for anything. Okay. So my entire course is free. So go in there, and I show exactly how to drive for dollars. I show the exact script to say to people. So if you don't know what to do on that, just go there. Go to propertyally.com and get the free course, and it'll show you how to do that. And essentially all you do is call these people up and qualify them and see if they are interested in selling the property. If they're interested in selling, ask them a couple of basic questions: how much they want for it, maybe the condition, how soon they want to sell, and get a ballpark price of how much they want. If that property, if they seem somewhat motivated based on like the Zillow value or the PropStream value, right? They want less than that, my team can actually help you close that. Okay. Obviously, you can close it yourself. In the free course, I show the exact script, the formula, how to come up with the MAO, how to negotiate, how to get on a contract. I give you the contract. Okay. But if you don't want to do that, you're nervous to do that, my team will actually do that for you. So all you have to do is submit that lead in Property Ally. My team will call that lead for you and help you negotiate it. Okay. So really cool. And there's no cost to that. All right. So 100 leads per week driving for dollars. That's what you should be getting. Okay. Now, obviously, next is I like to pull motivated sellers list. But here's a little trick for you. Go to the county, okay? Go to the county and you pull these lists. Okay, this is all public knowledge. This is free, okay? And the beautiful part about going to your local county courthouse is you're going to get the data before PropStream, Batch, any of that type of stuff, right? You can get it before these other big companies get it, and you can be the first to call people. Now, that's super, super important, right? Because if you've been in this business a little bit and you've been trying to call people, what's probably happened is every single person you've talked to has already talked to 1,000 other people, right? Because all those lists get hammered down, right? All those lists get hammered down. So I really don't recommend, just pulling a pre-foreclosure list or a probate list on, say, PropStream or Batch and trying to, call down that yourself. Because the issue with that is you have to call so many people. So if you don't have the budget to hire a VA, or if you don't have the time to sit on a call all day calling or texting, it's going to take you a long time. So the trick here is, okay, and this is a little nugget for you. Get the data before the other companies get it. If you're the first out of the gate, you get it straight from the source, from the county, as soon as the day that it comes out. So you can go to your county, you say, hey, listen, I'm interested in pulling all the properties that go into pre-foreclosure or probate or tax liens or divorce or bankruptcy, whatever list you want to call. And you say, hey, what day per week did that come out? It's usually once per week. Sometimes it's daily, sometimes it's bi-weekly. Just find out. And every single time that list drops, be the first person to contact them. Get that list. It's all public knowledge. It's 100% free. Get the information. Go to True People Search. It's free. Get their phone number. Once again, follow the script. Call them up and just see if they're interested and possibly if you can help them out of their situation, right? Last week's live stream, I talked a little bit more about motivation and how to talk to people and really talk about how you can help them, right? So if you didn't watch last week's live stream, I'd probably recommend you go do that. But if nothing else, follow the script in the free course. Super simple, okay? Now with this here, on average, so if you were to call like a normal or text a normal list, and I'd probably recommend you guys actually text opposed to call because it's a lot faster, okay? And you probably don't have a whole lot of time. Most likely, if you're trying to do your first deal, you're probably not doing this full time. You're probably doing this part time. So texting, you can contact a lot more people by text than you can calling, right? So try to text, okay, as many people as possible. But on average, for every 200 people that you text, okay, you should be able to get about one lead, okay? Now, if you did want to call, and you called all day long, or you had a VA call all day long, 6 to 8 hours per day, that would probably give you about 2 to 3 leads, okay? And like I said, this is the exact formula how to do this. I'm going to show you how many leads you actually need and how many calls you have to make, how many text messages you make here in a minute, okay? I just want to try to give you a little bit of breakdown. So about 200 text messages to get one lead, okay? So if you can send out 1,000 texts per day, you should be able to get about 5 leads, okay? And it's not hard to send out about 1,000 texts a day or 500 a day or however many you want to do. But just keep that in mind, about 200 leads, 200 texts to get one lead. And it's going to take, and then on average, someone calling full day, you should be able to get 2 to 3 leads by someone calling all day long. So, okay, so that's the next thing. So you got driving for dollars, try to get 100 per week. Or in conjunction to that, pull the motivated seller list from the county, okay, as they come out. Okay, and try to text all those people, as many as possible. On average, though, it's going to take about 200 text messages to get a lead. Okay, now those are 2 very simple, pretty much free ways. But I want to talk about another way right now as well that's pretty interesting, and really, but it's come down to numbers, right? Once again, it's numbers game. The more people you can contact, the better you're going to do. Now you can also do, on MLS, right? So yes, you can do this MLS, but once again, you can't pay what it's listed for. You're going to have to make really low ball offers. And that's kind of you can be talking to a lot of agents, and it's a little bit a different conversation, right? And it makes it a little bit more difficult, obviously, as well, if you're trying to wholesale a property that's already on market. But inside Property Ally, I show you how to do that as well. And all my coaching students, I show you how to do that as well, and how to actually do that ethically, and how to do it when there's an agent involved and all that type of stuff. So that is another way that's free. If you're just starting off, that could be an option. And I'm happy to help you guys with those. We do a lot of on-market deals. You could also do for sale by owner, right? You could do a lot of for sale by owners like Zillow or Craigslist. You try to find people who are selling for sale by owner. But once again, the issue with that is, you have to call a lot of people. See, one of the biggest issues is it's just not enough data there, right? So if you're only calling for sale by owners in a specific area or a state, they may only be at a given time on Zillow or wherever you're looking, a handful of those for sale by owners, right? Now, we already know that it's going to take 200 probably calls to get one lead. So if you're just calling a couple people, a couple for sale by owners, it's going to take you forever to get a lead, okay? To get a deal, I'm sorry. Once again, the more people you can contact, the better off you're going to be, all right? So just keep that in mind. There's a direct correlation between the number of people you talk to and the number of leads you get and how much money you make, okay? So let's break it all down here. Now, obviously, that's some free ways. Now, that's kind of those are the ways that's going to make more sense if you have more time than money, okay? If you have more time than money. And with all of those, like I said, if you're calling, it's going to be about calling for a full day, you can get 2 to 3, and it's going to be 2 to 3 leads. And if you're texting, about 200 text messages to get one lead. Now, when you're doing this type of free stuff, you're driving for dollars, same type of thing. You're going to need to contact 200 people to get one lead, right? These are all free ways, but it's going to take time. And the more people you can contact, the better. So let's just say, for instance, that you only have so many hours a day. Can you leverage other people, right? So maybe you hire or you have someone else out there maybe driving for you, or you could drive. I see in the comments here, someone was mentioning about driving for dollars virtually. I do have videos on that as well, and that's definitely a possibility. The only thing I would question about driving for dollars virtually, and it does work, is you'd have to make sure that when you're looking on Google, that the images on there are up to date. So if Google Maps is 5 years old, it could be a quite good possibility that house is already fixed up. So make sure you're looking at areas where they're up to date maps. Okay, so let's break it down here a little bit more. So what is the exact formula, right? So those are free ways. And so like we said, and on average, if you're just starting off, it's probably going to take you a good 50 leads to get one deal. Okay. So with that math, you can kind of figure out exactly what you need to be doing, right? So let's just do some handy math here. So if we're going to be doing, you have to send 200 text messages to get one lead, right? And we know that it's probably going to take you 50 leads to get one deal. So you can do 200 times 50, 10,000 text messages. So for some people that may seem very scary. That may seem like a lot. And other people, you may be saying to yourself, shit, that's pretty easy, right? And realistically, 10,000 text messages is very easy. We send more than that every single day. Well, at least we used to. We don't do a whole lot of outbound. But back in the day, before we were doing inbound marketing, which I'll talk about in a minute here, we used to send more than 10,000 a day. And that's how we're able to scale up our company to where we're doing multiple deals per week or even day, because we knew the power was in the numbers. The more people we contacted, the faster we can get a deal and the more deals that we could do. Right. So if, the issue is most people that I talk to, and I ask them, well, the first question is, what are you doing for marketing? How many people are you talking to? How many offers are you making? A lot of people will tell me on average, I've talked to 5, 10, 15. I've tried calling 100 people or texting 50 people. Right. And that's all good, but you can't get discouraged in this business. We already know that on average, if we're looking for an exact formula of what it's going to take, is 10,000. Okay, 10,000 is and that's not an exact science, but that will get you very, very close to where you need to be to know your numbers, right? So if you have what you should be doing here is setting a goal in your head. How fast can I contact 10,000 people? What's the fastest way I can contact 10,000 people? What do I have to be doing every single day to contact 10,000 people? Right? And you should be coming up with a game plan in your head of what it's going to take and what you need to be doing every single day. So think about it this way. If I'm able to contact 10,000 people in one day, that means I can get a deal probably tomorrow. Other people, it may take you 6 months to contact 10,000 people. So you may be on this game doing this for the next 6 months before you get a deal. And that's just the reality of it. And anyone that tells you otherwise is pretty much full of it. This business is a numbers game. You need to be willing to get out there and call a lot of people, have a lot of conversations, and listen to a lot of rejections. Okay. But the faster you can do that and the more often you can do that, the more money you're going to make and the quicker you're going to make it. Okay. So what I really want to drive home on this video here with you is kind of knowing your numbers of what you need to be doing and how many people you need to be contacting to hit your goal and to get a deal. But also I want to express urgency. Okay. Urgency on what it actually takes. And set a goal in your mind so you can actually hit that. Because maybe you thought that it would only take, everyone makes the business seem so easy. Maybe you only thought I'd have to call 10, 20 people, and then you get discouraged because you didn't get anything. But I want to make sure you realize what's actually you have to do so you can actually go out and do it. So put a game plan in place. How can I get 10,000 people's phone numbers? Or, you can do like I do. You can do inbound marketing, right? How can I find 10,000 houses driving for dollars, or how can I pull 10,000 lists, right? No matter what it is, it's a combination of a lot of things. What you need to decide is how much time you have and how much money you have, and how quickly, based on that information, I can call the people, right? Or I can text the people, or multiple other things, however you want to call them. I mean, you can mail people, which I probably wouldn't recommend because it's expensive when you're starting. But it really is how can you call and contact these people? You can go knock on their door, right? How fast can I go around 10,000 houses and leave a note, a sticky note? That's one way to do it. And that's actually a great way. That's probably the fastest way to get a deal, because you probably take less than that because it's so direct, right? So it's a lot easier. You put a sticky note in someone's house, says, "Hey, I'm interested. I'm in your property. Please give me a call on this number." Those people are going to be a lot more apt to really listen to you. Okay. So that's one way. 10,000 text messages. How fast can you contact 10,000 people, right? And we also know if we're going to be calling people, it's going to take about 2 to 3 leads per day. Okay. And if we're going off the same example, right? 50 leads. Okay. And let's say on average, you only get 2 leads per day, 25 days. 25 days. So what's that mean? That means that you or somebody else, if you'd rather call than text, you need to be calling 25 days for 6 to 8 hours per day. If you can do that, you will get a deal. So what does that mean? That means that you can sit on the phone for 6 to 8 hours a day for 25 days. Or what else does that mean? It also means I could have 25 people on a phone for one day and probably get a deal. See what I'm saying here? How fast can you do this stuff? How can you utilize other people? Maybe you like my company, you partner with other people. Maybe you can find some other people who are just starting off, right? Go into Property Allies Facebook group. That's why I created this. So you guys could team up, squad up, and do deals together. Maybe you find a bunch of people. Say, listen, we're all going to go in on this. We're going to, pool a little bit of money together. We're going to get this list. We're going to get these lists of people, these motivated lists. And there's 5 people. And we're going to go out there and we're each going to call for 5 days straight. Boom. You call, and that the math works out correctly. That works out to where 5 people for calling 5 days will get you where you need to be at 25, right? So I want you to think about this, right? A lot of my videos in these lives, I'm going to push you to think a little bit more and to realize and really think about the business and what we're doing here. Last week's video, I talked about the psychology and really helping people and think about how you could do that and how your conversations could really utilize people and help them in thinking outside the box. So on this video, I'm going to challenge you the same way to think about how you can leverage what you have, right? Like I said, everyone's a little bit different situation. Everyone's money situation is different. Everyone's time situation is different, right? So I want you to really think outside the box a little bit. Now that you have some numbers to go by, right? How can you utilize that information to think outside the box and get to your goal the fastest way possible, right? I already know that I could do both these things because I at my time right now is I have the money to invest into hiring people to do this for me. So I don't need to be doing any of the texting or any of the calling, right? I could hire 25 people right now and probably get a deal tomorrow. I could send 10,000 text messages tomorrow and get a deal tomorrow if I want to do outbound marketing, very simply. And that's how you scale a business. So at that point, what if I wanted to do is maybe I had, if I want to start going bigger than that, I hire 50 cold callers and I get 2 deals a day, right? And that's how you start scaling, and that's how you grow a multi-million-dollar business, is by utilizing your talents and outsourcing and using leverage, okay? But that comes down the road. But even on your first deal, you need to be thinking about leverage, and you need to be thinking about what you need to be doing to hit your numbers, okay? You can't just be going out there willy-nilly and just hoping that and praying that if I call a few people here and there, I'm going to get lucky. And yes, you do see those stories online and people's success stories that probably are discouraging to you because yes, it does happen. Some people will pick up the phone and they get a deal, right? And that's great. But that's not really the reality. The reality is after being in this business and knowing that some of the top players in the industry, what I just laid out for you is the facts. And that's on average what it's going to take. Will it take you some people less time? Sure. Will it take some people more time? Absolutely. But what you need to be doing tonight is thinking about tomorrow. How can I hit these numbers the quickest way possible? And that is your success. And that is the exact formula to get to where you need to be and start doing deals. Okay. So utilize this, think about this, right? And how can you do it? What's your time frame? Can you be getting up a few hours early every morning? Right? Can you do this on your lunch break? Can you do this from 6 to midnight every single night? That's 6 hours, right? Every single person in here watching this can do this if they're willing to sacrifice and come up with a game plan based on their particular skill set, on their budget, their time, and utilizing other people, teaming up with people. There's so many things that you can do to hit this goal and hit these numbers. It's just a matter of, are you willing to do it? Are you willing to put yourself out there? Are you willing to hear a bunch of no's before you get that yes? But I will tell you one thing, the faster you can get there, the better. I would much rather hear 10,000 no's in one day than hear 10,000 no's over 6 months, because at the end of 6 months, I'm going to be discouraged and be burnt out. And that's probably where you are right now. If you've been in this business for a couple months and you haven't hit your goal yet, it's probably because you're just doing a little tiny bit every single day. I'm going to encourage you to do a lot as quickly as possible. And that's going to get you there quicker. It's going to make you more driven It's going to make sure that you don't get discouraged as quickly, and it's going to keep you in the game, and it's going to keep you hungry. Okay. And when you start getting success and momentum quickly, that's what drives you to go even higher. Okay. Trust me, guys. Once you get that feeling and once you get some momentum behind you, the sky's the limit. But if you're only doing a little tiny bit every single day, you're never going to get anywhere. And by the time you get to the end point, you're so exhausted, you want to give up. So now that you know your numbers, get out there and hit them. All right. Another video, I'll talk about, inbound marketing, what I'm doing mostly now in my business, which is mostly like Facebook ads, PPC, things like that. Those are the highest and the best ads that you can get because those people are actively searching you out and looking for your services. But you have to have a budget for that. So this video here is particularly for starting off on a low budget and how the formula, what you need to be doing to get there. So hopefully that laid it out for you guys. And like I said, in Property Ally, and the reason why I created this company is to help people do this type of stuff. Okay. And that's the cool thing about this is you can literally utilize my team. We will go out there and we will help you for free. And if we don't help you close a deal, we don't get paid. So it's obviously in our best interest to help you as much as possible because we're out all that money, right? And that's what makes my company completely different than any other company out there. I would say I would challenge that because we are literally putting our reputation on the line every single day because I have a whole team of people dedicated to helping people close deals for free. You can utilize my entire team for anything that you want, anything that you need. We will help you for free. And if we don't help you close a deal, we don't get paid. So obviously there's massive overhead. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of employees, and you get to use my team as much as you want to help you close deals. And that's really cool. And it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. So I'm really excited about this. All you have to do is go to propertyally.com. Inside there, once again, there's a free course. There's a bunch of free resources. You got my contracts, phone scripts, all that type of stuff. Plus inside there, you can submit any leads that you want help on. Okay. So that's a really cool part. So if you're talking to someone, you say, hey, Nick, I just got this lead over here. And this person said they seem somewhat motivated. No problem. Input the information. We will then get on a call with you. Okay. Every time you submit a lead, we will actually get on a one-on-one call with you to discuss this lead and how we can help you with it. So at the very least, if nothing else, every time you submit a lead that you want help on, you get a one-on-one call with someone on my team. So if nothing else, you get a mini coaching session or coaching call to help you with these leads every single time for free. Okay. There's people out there charging, I see, $1,000 for a phone call. We literally do this for free. We have a team of people out there to help you for free. Okay. So what can we help you with? We can help you with coming up with the MAO. Okay. If you say, hey, I got this lead, but I don't know what I can offer. No problem. We'll help you with the MAO. We can help you negotiate it. Okay. So if you're like, I'm not comfortable. I'm not ready yet. I got the lead. He seems motivated, but I don't know how to negotiate it. I don't know what to say to the guy. I don't want to screw up. No problem. We'll negotiate it for you. We'll help you get the contract signed. Maybe you're doing this virtually. Like, I don't know how to send the contract virtually. I don't know how to get the signature. We'll send the contracts. We'll do the boots on the ground, no matter where it is in the country. We will take and go out there. We'll have someone take the pictures of the property. Okay. We will put a lockbox on it. Well, you can have full boots on the ground anywhere in the country. We will help you find the cash buyers. This is really what we specialize in. We have a very big disposition team, and we sell properties nationwide. We'll help with any title work. We literally help with anything that you need for free. So really, really cool, guys. Just go to propertyally.com. You can check it out, and hopefully this really helps you. Right? I'm doing these live streams every single week and putting out these videos every week, really just to help you. Like I said, this is a free service, and hopefully you guys see some value out of this. So what I'm going to do quickly here is answer a couple questions. So if you do have questions, put them in there now, and I'll go through these and see what we can do for you. All right. First questions. Do your VAs also do acquisitions? Yes, we do have virtual assistants that do acquisitions, and most of them are here in South America. A lot of them have actually lived in the U.S., but they've moved back to South America, El Salvador, Ecuador, Jamaica, a bunch of other places in South America. We have acquisition agents, so it works really, really cool. Obviously, we still have people in-house as well, but some of our best people are virtual assistants. I don't really call them virtual assistants because they're really a regular employee, right? They speak as good at English as me or you. They're as smart. They're probably harder workers than anyone else. So they're great team members and really, really cool. And really what I'm doing with this here too is I'm also trying to show you guys what is possible in this business. And as you will see that throughout these videos, I'm going to question a lot of what is taught in the industry and what the standard may be and what other companies or gurus are telling you is needed. I'm going to be showing you how you can do this business on a shoestring budget, virtually, while traveling, while having fun, and closing deals and making a lot of money. All right. Let's see here. What percentage of the deal do you guys get? Okay, good question. Every deal is different. Okay, so we don't have any set fees at Property Ally. Now, what we do is, like I said, every time you submit a deal that you want help with, you get on a one-on-one phone call with us, and we'll discuss that lead. If it makes sense, we'll talk about what that split's going to be. Okay, every deal is different. We realize that. So some deals are thinner, some deals are more juicier than others, but on average, it's 50-50. Okay, it all depends really on how much you want us to do, right? If you just have a lead, and we have a lot of people that do this, they just have a lead, and we do literally everything else for them, right? So you could literally, all you have to do is send us people that you think they're somewhat motivated. We'll do everything else. So that's the beautiful part about this is you don't have to know everything about the business. Especially this is really good for people who have full-time jobs. They may not have time to do the whole business, right? So you can utilize my team to do as much or as little as you want. And depending on that will depend on the split. But on average, it's 50-50. Okay. How do we drive for dollars virtually? I have some videos on this and I'll do another one. But one of the easiest way is just to literally pull up Google Maps Street View and you can just move the cursor and go down the road. Okay. That's one of the easiest ways that I found how to do it. Just make sure the map is up to date. And you can just look around on the street and see which house is looking distressed. Very simple. Do we need an LLC to wholesale on market? No, you do not. They may recommend it, but once again, it's not necessary. Yes, so this will be saved inside the Facebook group. Okay. What would you recommend with working with a mentor? Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you have a mentor of someone that you look up to, I would definitely highly recommend it. It doesn't have to be me. It could be anyone. There's a lot of good people out there. There's a lot of bad people too, right? But just be careful who you hire. But obviously, the whole idea of hiring a mentor, or I think mentor kind of gets kind of a weird name. I would say coach. I like the word coach better because that's essentially what it is. If you want to hire a coach to help you, the whole idea of that is they can expedite your results, right? Obviously, if you're doing this on your own, it's most likely trial and error. Okay. You get videos like this, right? People on YouTube or other places helping you for free. But when you have a coach or a mentor or something like that, the idea of that is you have someone kind of holding your hand. And when you have someone actually doing that, it can probably 10x the speed that you get results, right? Because that person has already experienced a lot of the things that you're going to be trying to figure out on your own. Okay. So I would definitely recommend hiring someone if you can afford it. But the beautiful part about Property Ally is it's free, and we're kind of offering a coaching kind of service almost for free. But like I said, we only get paid if you get paid, right? Because you can utilize my team to help you, and that's kind of what a mentor does. Is we're doing the stuff you may not know how to do, right? So yes, definitely. If it's in your budget, I would definitely highly recommend hiring someone if you can. Are there any commission-based cold callers? I had a couple cold callers, one currently, and I'm not satisfied. Commission-based cold callers. No, so for cold callers, really, you're not going to be able to find anyone who would just work on commission. Especially these are virtual assistants. A lot of virtual assistants, they need steady income, right? And so it doesn't have to be expensive. You can probably find a decent cold caller for maybe $4 an hour. You're going to find someone better for like 6. But yeah, you're not going to be able to find too many just commission-based cold callers because, these, they're going to need the money, the steady income. So they probably wouldn't work just on commission. I mean, you may be able to find someone, but they probably won't stay around long if they're not making money. All right. I like that. All right. So yeah, guys, definitely team up. Okay. Team up, do some deals together. Do you offer leads for free? I don't offer the leads necessarily, right? If you're part of Property Ally, and I do this once in a while, is I give away lists. Okay. So for Christmas time, Property Ally, right after we launched, I gave away like 60,000 motivated seller list of like 60,000 people. And I do that once in a while throughout the year, different occasions. I mean, it's more of a gift. I'll just give you all the people in Property Ally, a bunch of leads to call. They're not actually leads, but they're just like phone numbers, motivated seller lists, right? I'll give those out so you guys can use them. And the idea here is, once again, provide value up front, give you as much value as I can. With the idea here is if I help you, hopefully you will use my company and my services to help you close those deals, right? So yeah, I do that as much as I can, but I can't just give away leads, right? It costs a lot of money because everything that we're doing in Property Ally is free, so it costs a lot of money anyways, right? So, but yes, motivated seller list, I do that. Nate, what's up, man? Appreciate it, buddy. My old friend from Maine. Thanks, man. Appreciate you being on here. Hey, what's up, man? What's the best way to get deals with a limited budget? I'm also working 9 to 5. Can't spend much time on marketing. Yeah. So maybe I don't know if you came late to the video, but that's kind of what I talked about throughout this entire video. So definitely watch the replay. I talked about a few different ways that you can do this for free. I just talked about this a little bit, but on cold callers, probably anywhere from $4 to $6 an hour. Okay. So if you have a cold caller, let's say on average that you're spending $5 an hour and they're working 6 hours, so $30 a day. Okay. And if they're working 5 days a week, $150 a week. Yeah. So with that math, right? And I said that was going to take 25 days, right? So 5 days is $150. So times that by 5, probably cost about a VA about $750 to potentially get a deal. Okay. Do I have a link for mentoring? So just go to propertyally.com. Okay. Inside there, you will see that I do have a few coaching programs if you do want to work with me one-on-one. And I'm actually working on a new one that's going to be pretty cool. But you will see in there, I do like events, like in-person events where I can actually sit down with you and work over your shoulder and personally help you. And I think that's the easiest and the best way that I can provide the most value is actually sitting down with you and helping you one-on-one, you know, chest to chest and talking to you and helping you and figure out a game plan for your business. Um, so just go to Property Ally and you'll see a link in there um, for that. Okay. All right. What are the best lists to pull right now? What's your experience with wholesaling in SoCal? Okay. So this is another thing that a lot of people get tripped up on is, there really is no best list. Once again, it's a numbers game. I don't care if you call it pre-foreclosures or probates or tax liens or divorce or whatever it is. The numbers that I laid out for you, right, is going to be standard across the board. Because really what it is there isn't one like magic list, right? Where if we talked about there's not one where you have 10,000 text messages will get you a deal. And then there's another list where it's only 500, right? So it's pretty standard. I like pre-foreclosures and probates personally. But realistically, any of the lists, the numbers that I laid out in this video are very standard no matter the list. It's more of a numbers game than it is a list game. Okay. But I did give some tips of how to get the list the quickest way before other people call them. That will give you a little bit of an advantage, but there's not a big difference between lists. Okay. The first is always the best, but I wouldn't say there's a big difference between lists. Okay. Oh yeah, you did ask about SoCal too. I do deals in SoCal. I have a big deal in SoCal right now. I'm trying to close. It's about a $200,000 deal. So my experience there is it's a hard market, right? But the prices are bigger. So it's like anything. You're not going to get as many deals, but the deals you do get will have a bigger spread. Okay. So I like that personally. And then what markets you in? So we market pretty much nationwide. Okay. So we are I varied over the years. Last year I was in all 50 states. This year we kind of changed it a little bit, and I think we're in like 20 states now. We try to stay in all the major states nationwide because once again, when we're helping people in Property Ally, it's a nationwide company. So it doesn't matter where you're doing deals. It could be Maine, it could be Florida, it could be Alaska, it could be Hawaii. It doesn't matter where it is. We have system and processes to do deals nationwide. Okay. But my personal company, we're in pretty much every major metro in the United States. Okay. Do you do deals in Hawaii? I do deals in Hawaii. I think we may have contracted one a couple of weeks ago, I think. I'm not exactly sure where we are on it, but yeah, we do deals there. We've closed a bunch of stuff in Hawaii. In Alaska. We do a lot of deals in Alaska, actually. How do you wholesale in non-disclosure states like Texas? So we do a lot of deals in non-disclosure states. The only issue is there, right, is in non-disclosure states, the only disadvantage that you have potentially is it makes it harder to come up with comping the properties so you know what you can offer, right? That's really the only difference. So for that, you just have to be do a little bit more due diligence, I would say. The numbers in PropStream are sometimes a little bit shaky. You can check that with what's on market, right? So what I like to do with non-disclosure states, Texas, like you said, is I like to comp against what's currently for sale. Now, obviously, we don't know all those deals are going to close or what they're going to close for, but it does give you an idea of the range that the particular houses are selling for. in that neighborhood in similar condition or fixed up, right? So you can get your MAO, your ARV based on what's listed currently for sale. And then you can cross-reference that based on what the sold data is in PropStream. It will give you like an estimated value. So it might not be exact, but it's usually very close. Then I use that in comparison to what's listed as well. Okay. So it's a little bit of an extra step, a little bit more tricky, but definitely doable, and does not discourage me at all from doing deals in those states, because let's face it, it does discourage a lot of people. And what does that mean for me? Less competition. Okay. But once again, if you need help with any of this, well, we can help you comp properties anywhere in the country. Okay. Do you have any recorded calls to sellers? Yeah, we record every single call. So on another live sometime, I will probably go through that with you. And what I would actually like to do here pretty soon, if you like the idea, let me know below. But I was thinking about actually doing a live where you guys gather some leads, right? And you could listen to myself or someone on my team call those leads for you live. Okay. And if we get them under contract, same thing, we'll split the profit with you. Okay. So I thought that might be kind of a cool concept, is doing a live where you could actually hear myself and my team help you negotiate deals. Okay. So think about that. But we do record every phone call. So in our phone system, we use Podio. Then we use a program called Smartphone. And inside Smartphone, we have it set up to record all of our calls. And the beautiful part about that, and why we do that, is a few different things. One is obviously nice to have the records of all your conversations with sellers, but also what we like to do is we do call audits. Okay. So we audit all of our salespeople every single week. So what we'll do is we'll pull some of their previous calls. And on those previous calls, we'll listen to them and make sure they're going through the script correctly, they have the right rebuttals, and they're doing everything exactly how we want it to be done. Okay. And every single week, we'll have an audit with them. And we'll sit down with them and we'll say, you did this good. You kind of messed up on this a little bit. Do this a little bit better next time. And that's how we were continually training all of our people. And that's how we're able to have virtual assistants outperform other companies, people who are in-house. Just because someone doesn't live a couple houses down from you doesn't mean they're not as talented. The problem is you're probably not training them right. You're not holding them accountable right. So by recording their calls, I can audit every single thing they're doing, and I can make sure they're doing it correctly. It doesn't matter where they live. All right. Cool. All right. Any other questions here? We've been on here for about an hour. This is a good call. Hopefully you guys, got a lot of value out of this. And now you know your numbers. Okay. So let's just recap a little bit. I know we've been covering some other things here. In this video, I told you what you don't need. You don't need a lot of crap to get started. Okay. What you do need is to know your numbers. And I laid out the numbers for you. Okay. Of what it is a number that you need to be holding yourself accountable to. And if you can get to that number, that by using the averages, you will hit your goal and you will do a deal. But until you come up with that game plan of how you're going to do it, you're never going to get there, and you're probably going to get discouraged. So come up with a game plan. So if you know that you need to send 10,000 text messages, or if you're going to call for 25 days, set up a game plan of how you're going to do that. And the fastest way you can figure out how to do that, the faster you're going to get a deal. Like I said, I can make 10,000 text messages tomorrow and get a deal. How fast can you send 10,000? Right? How can you do it? I'll tell you how I would do it. We got a couple more minutes here. A good way to do this is simply, you could pull all your data that you want to do in the mornings, right? So get up a couple hours early, get everything ready, get everything prepped, get all your phone numbers, skip trace, right? Get everything ready, put it, and you could do this, and it doesn't cost much to use like a automatic text message service. Or if you don't have money for that, do it manually, right? Get everything ready in the morning. On your lunch break, I would spend If you have an hour lunch break, I would literally spend every minute texting people, as many people as I could text on my lunch break, whereas I'm eating a sandwich at the same time. Okay. If I have another break throughout the day, I would probably send more. And then the second I get out of work, all those text messages are already out. And when you get off work, your phone should be flooded with people texting you back, right? So after work, from the time I got off work and until I went to bed, I would just be texting people, calling people, and responding to every single person who I text during my lunch break. Okay. And I would do that up until, 8, 9 o'clock, because you probably shouldn't be calling people after that. And then the rest of the time, I'd be doing research. From 9 to midnight, I'd be doing research, pulling lists, and coming up with a game plan, maybe making relationship with other people that I can utilize, right? Like we said, utilizing other people, outsourcing, teaming up, things like that. So I'd be using all my time, all my research to be doing this, right? So what you need to be doing is knowing, based on your time and your budget, how you can do this. So you need to come up with a game plan for yourself. If you want some personal help doing this, you know how to contact me, and I can help you come up with a game plan. I can sit down with you one-on-one, or just go to Property Ally, and I will help you in there for free. All you got to do is give me a lead. My team will close it for you. Okay, guys? All right. Until next time, hopefully you enjoyed this. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. But let's crush it together, and let's make some money together, more importantly. Talk to you soon.